What's up? What's up, guys? How's it going? So first of all, welcome to the shop talk. Can you guys hear and see me? So I just want to make sure those of you on the chat. Where's the chat? There's the chat. So let's see who's in the chat at the moment. Waldo, what's up? What's happening? JBM, Bad Brad. Oh yeah, I thought we were live earlier. I don't know what's going on. Youngsters Clothing, what's up? What else is there? Matthew Grinder, so deep. What's up? What's up? All right. I know last week you guys wanted to talk about screen printing a little bit and have a little bit of discussion, but I know you guys wanted to have a discussion with that with Juan and Waldo. We're gonna set that up hopefully next week. Okay. Oh, my shoulder's killing me. So let's see here. If you guys are following me on, or if you guys saw the post, I posted that we're gonna have a special guest. We're gonna have Steven. Hold on here, Steven from NorCal that's gonna join us. If you guys don't know, NorCal Screen Print Supply, they do a lot of the supplies here. If you're looking for inks and anything screen print supply, you can contact them and check them on their website. Let's see here. Let's see who else is here. Juan's here. Oh, what's up, G6? What's up, Juan? Jesse Gibson. What's happening, Novo Works? What's up? So if you guys have any questions, please get ready to put them out. We'll try to get through the questions. If you guys have any questions regarding screen printing, about chemicals, or anything about screen printing, or anything that NorCal Screen Print Supply does, please put them down below. We'll do our best to go through it. Okay. So let's see here. Martin Jones, what's up? What's up? What's up, guys? So without further ado, this is Steven. Let me put Steven in real quick. What's up, Steven?
What's up, Ryan? How you guys doing?
What's up? What's up? So first of all, Steven, if you haven't done so, make sure your comment thing is open so you can see the chat. So like I said, I talk about screen print. I talk about NorCal a lot to the community, guys. So you guys know that because I feel like they're making a difference in the community, screen printing community, and they're really genuine here to help you guys. So I'd like to have Steven here. As you guys can see, he's in the shop right now. Let's see who's here. Juan with Liberty Graph says, "What's up?" NovaWorks says, "What's up?" Let's see what Waldo says. You have to pay me what? You have to pay me donuts or food next week. I'm not giving you any of that. No way. All right. That's bad for you anyway. Whoop. All right. So we do have a couple of questions here. Try to introduce NorCal to you guys if you guys haven't seen NorCal, if you haven't been on their website. So Steven is, I would say, the owner.
I am the owner, yes.
Yeah, so he's the owner of NorCal Screen Print Supply. Pretty cool dude. So who is NorCal, Steven? What is it?
NorCal, basically, we exist to provide pretty much everything that someone needs to screen print. So that covers equipment, inks, plastisol, water-based equipment, screens, equipment like exposure units and presses and dryers and flash dryers. And we also are expanding a little bit into sort of some heat presses and some sublimation and DTG as well. But our main focus is screen printing. Can I take this thing off, right?
Go ahead, take it off. You can take it off.
We're closed. I'm celebrating.
There you go.
All right. Whew, that feels a lot better. So yeah, we basically, we're screen printers. We love screen printing. We love helping people with their projects. We love helping people get started in screen printing. So kind of all week long, you can see behind me, we have a showroom here and we're real careful. We're sanitizing, wearing masks, and social distancing, but we're helping customers all week just choose the right products and choose the right equipment and kind of help them with prints that might be kind of outside of their experience level, or maybe they just need some ink and some emulsion and some screens. So we are here to provide that as well. So, and we also provide services. So
so what are those services that other than the products itself, the items itself, inks and squeegees and what you mentioned. I
Hmm.
know on top of that, you guys do services for screen printers or even printers that just starting out, right? Because I know the main thing, the services that I've noticed is the film positives.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So
sorry
we
to cut you off there, but go ahead.
all good, all good. So yeah, we help basically with any part of the process that a screen printer needs. So we can separate the colors if needed. We can vectorize the art, but we don't email and call people and spam people saying we can digitize and vectorize. So uh, anywho, that aside, we do offer those services. We can help separate your colors into. Um, we can help process your screen printing art for films, and then if needed, we can also burn screens as well. We can put reg marks on there. We can put your order number on there. We can do whatever you need. We can burn screens, print films, separate colors, etc. So that's kind of in a nutshell. That's our services.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys also do Pantone, right? Did you
We
mention
do,
that?
yeah.
Okay.
Color match Pantones.
Right, because I know I had an issue once, and I think I had you guys do it because there's no way I was gonna get that thing done in time. But um, yeah, I mean,
Well,
if you guys are wondering, NorCal is in Sacramento.
we are, yeah. We ship
Out of
all over the
Sacramento.
place. Basically, like all the way down to uh, probably Fresno and beyond. A little bit beyond Fresno is in a 1 day ship. So if you order by 3 p.m. with us, you'll get it the next day with your UPS drop. And we usually ship UPS. Once in a while, we use a USPS, but we try to stick with UPS. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now, with someone just trying to get into screen printing, um, the biggest thing that some of the questions are, what mesh should I get? What are the four
Mhm.
meshes I should get, or what are the four screens I should get? And what are why would you suggest it? So I'm a 160 180 kind of guy. So I started, I try to stick into those things, but there are times that I would get like a 110, or I even like a 230, a couple of 230s just in case, but I don't really use them. So I mean, what would you suggest for someone just getting into it?
Someone getting into it, I'm a huge fan of 160 because it maintains nice crisp lines and it doesn't let ink through as easily. The holes in the mesh are a little bit smaller. But that being said, if you don't have a ton of upper body strength and you're trying to print with white ink, um, then I would recommend like a 130 or a 110. So basically, I would recommend a 160 unless you're really starting out, you don't have a lot of upper body strength, then I would recommend a 110 or a 130.
Right. So there was a question here. So Martin Jones, he said, I ordered a number of screens from NorCal about 2 months ago. They came in a reverse gold up screen box. Should I be concerned about that? I'm not sure what he means. Oh, you're talking about the shipping boxes. Well, we recycle boxes all the time, right? So
Yep.
I'm
Standard
assuming,
practice.
and those are the same boxes I use to store the screens anyway. So um, I don't think you should be concerned about that. It's just a box. A box is a box, right? So
Yep.
what about? Okay, so you're talking about the 160s, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
like
kind of my favorite mesh count. It's kind of a go-to mesh if you're so reasons to use a higher mesh. I would say black ink. Usually, you want to bump it up to a 180 or a 200. And then if you're printing halftones, tiny text or small details, you want to bump it up to like a 200. Halftones 230 is what I like.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
and then if you're printing CMYK process, 230 or 305.
Mhm.
The high meshes are really good for process printing, simulated process, and halftones. So yeah, in a nutshell, like for whatever reason, a lot of people start out with 110s. I'm not sure. I think I did too a long time ago. Um, and I think that my favorite thing about 110s is you get the ink through there easily. I mean, they're good for that. Let's face it, right? It's a
Right,
makes
right.
for an easier 8 hours of printing if you got 500 print flash print white ink to do. Then a 110 will make your life a little bit easier.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, If you want a little bit softer hand, a little bit less crusty print, then a 160 is the go-to.
Okay. Hold on. There's a question. Eddie, it's rybeats@gmail.com. So Eddie Nails, if you get that. So so you mentioned that a black ink you suggest a 200 mesh or higher, right?
You can. So one of the things that we constantly tell people is like, I mean, you can do whatever you want. Like some people have great results with a 110 printing black ink. A lot of it just depends on your preference. I like a little bit higher mesh with black ink because black ink is less kind of it's not as thick as white ink, right?
Mhm.
And most of the other ink colors are not as thick as white. So you bump up the mesh count a little bit. It's real easy to get a nice crisp print that way. That's kind of why I use a higher mesh for black and other colors. It's kind of rule of thumb, but you can
Right.
probably get a good print on a 40 mesh if you've been printing 20 years and all that. So
Right.
we don't tell anyone really what to do. We just tell them kind of our preferences.
Right. Hey, here's a question. I missed it. Where'd it go? There was a question here from Harry. It says, "Does Norca have a warehouse on the East Coast?"
Not yet.
Not yet. I do it. Not yet. Not yet. But they will ship to the East Coast.
Oh yeah, all day. We'll ship all day. So we have a shipping map on our website, but it's going to be 4 days in transit to the East Coast via UPS. So I mean, we'll love to ship it to you, but we don't have a warehouse out there yet.
Okay. So Waldo here says that he was 110 in sixth grade, which is a lie. So Liberty Graph says 110 are good for metallic ink. So can we dive in that a little bit as
Yeah,
far
for
as
sure. So the lower the mesh count, the fewer threads per square inch, and the bigger the holes in the mesh. So if you're trying to print ink that has metallic particles in it, i.e., metallic or glitter inks, then you want to have bigger holes in your mesh so that the flakes can physically pass through the mesh and not just be stuck on top of your screen. So that's the reason to use lower mesh count for glitter. It depends on the size of the glitter in your particles, or size of the glitter particles in your ink. So different manufacturers might have different size particles. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error, but a good rule of thumb is a 40 mesh or a 60 mesh is going to let a lot of ink through, and it's going to let big particles through. But I wouldn't disagree with the 110, give it a try. And if those glitter particles don't pass through, it's because the mesh count, the threads are too close together.
what about like shimmer? Shimmer, I know shimmer is not the same as metallic because it doesn't really have that type of property, right?
There's smaller particles, so you can up the mesh count a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've learned not to mess with metallic ink anymore. I've had so many issues with it, so I was like, shimmer is the way to go. But
Yeah. Well, it kind of like achieves a similar outcome with a little bit more ease of use. So yeah, I see where you're going with that. I don't disagree at all.
okay, okay. Now, hold on. If you guys have any questions, please put them down in the chat. If I miss it, just go ahead and retype it because the chat's kind of going kind of fast here. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you is emulsion.
Yep.
So when I first started, I was using the photo blue. The photo blue, is that what they call it? The photo blue, and I
Oh,
had
yes. Well,
yeah, and I had so many issues with it. And then I called you guys, and you guys, hey, try this VPR or whatever, and it's
yeah.
just the best thing ever. I'm VPR for life because of that,
Cool, cool.
And so emulsion wise, we're talking about again, for those who are starting out. I mean, what
Yep.
would you suggest and why?
Well, so we kind of break it into like three different categories. If you're starting out, I like to match your emulsion to your exposure method. So if you're working with kind of maybe just a tube UV light, you can use photopolymer or dual cure emulsion. And the difference between the two being that the dual cure or diazo,
Mm.
I'm totally not explaining this quite right, but
It's okay.
we,
Just keep going.
We got dual cure, we got diazo, and we got photopolymer. So photopolymer is generally the one part ready for use, no mixing it up. It's going to expose kind of the fastest, I guess you'd say. And then dual cure is kind of a mixture between the two. The dual cure is going to require a diazo sensitizer. And then, so that's, basically mixing the sensitizer in. And those emulsions are really kind of more user friendly to someone starting out and dialing in their exposure time, because the window exposure is wider and you can kind of get away with, maybe you're a little underexposed, maybe you're a little overexposed. You can still rinse out your screen and get a good stencil. Whereas the photopolymer stuff, it's a little bit more of a pinpointed sort of exposure time. It's a little easier to overexpose the photopolymer stuff. So what I like to tell people is basically if you can't rinse out your screen, you're overexposed. If it falls out too easily, you're underexposed. And
Right.
I think also a lot of people kind of they mistake emulsion problems for film problems, to be honest.
Oh.
We'll talk a little bit about that if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to that the over and underexposed. Um I think that's I get an email or two every now and then regarding what's my exposure time? What's this?
Yeah.
What's that? And like, you know me, I went to like 3 or 4 different exposure units.
Right.
It's always different. It's,
Yep.
and I can't give, even now the one I have now is LED, right? I can't
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, my VPR is like, you know, 8 seconds. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's gonna be the same for
Not
but
at all.
no, it you can dial in. I mean, that's a good starting point, but um, I think that's the issue is everybody's having. It's like he's doing it, so it must be the same. So how come mine's not working and yours is working? So
Well, I can talk a little bit about that.
yeah, well,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Hold on here.
sorry, go ahead.
There's some questions here.
Sure.
I know you saw the one that Liberty Graphics put up. It says, "I know you guys gave Rye a discount code for your clients. That's something that you can do with me. I'm in Texas. I'm not looking to get paid. So
Well,
let me talk to you guys about the discount code. I think even when we started a discount code, it was like one per email, right?
that's
And then
correct.
I think a handful of months ago, we changed it to like you can use it as much as you can or
We
much as
did.
you want.
And it's funny that you say one per email, because another name for that is single use, which is
Or single
supposed
use.
to
Sorry, I
be the
couldn't think of a
same.
word for it. Right.
Uh, one per email means I'm the same dude who uses 3 different emails to make an order. But whatever, that's okay. We are in the business of selling stuff, and if you need stuff, we're here to sell it. And that's the reason why we opened up the discount. So there's a kind of a mutual thing going with your viewers and their needs, and you talking to them about the issues that they're having, and we want to be of service to your audience. And so if they want to order on a consistent basis, they can get that 10% off.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
and
It's all
and the
good.
and the thing is, everybody like that's the same code I use. It's not like so whatever code you guys are getting is the same code I'm using. That's
Yeah,
pretty much what it is. So I don't know if you want to answer Liberty Graphics or email them later or whatever you guys want to do, but
it's
you
all
guys can
business.
figure that.
Talking business,
There you
it's
go.
all good.
All right, so there's another question here. It says, NorCal, do you have examples of different types of designs for each mesh so people can see what type of mesh count?
So we keep on hand in our retail shop a bunch of different sort of shirt samples printed with a bunch of different methods, a bunch of different inks, a bunch of different meshes. Um, it would be beneficial to have like maybe one rack with, you know, that exact kind of thing that you mentioned, and we'll definitely take that into account. But we approach it, it's more like a shotgun approach. Like if you showed up tomorrow and said, hey, talk to me about mesh count, we show you a bunch of different prints and
Right.
kind of, go through it. But we don't have like a one clothing rack with, a shirt for each mesh count, but that's a good idea. You never know. We might soon.
I can't recall looking on your website regarding the mesh count, but do you guys have like examples of the dots on there? No.
Like halftones
Yeah,
or
yeah. Or just like, like a general idea of like, oh, 160 is best for this.
Yeah.
I
You
can't
know,
remember.
dude, I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's such a hard thing to convey on the internet. Like I made this graphic. It took me 2 hours. I put it on there and then I look at it. It looks like spaghetti.
You're
Like I
right.
don't like
Right.
I want to be able to explain it. And I started out, okay, I need to make a simple graphic that explains mesh count. And I kept adding in stuff and here and there. And like, there's one on there, but I'm not 100% happy with it. So
Mm, okay.
I can send you a link too.
Fair
Actually, I
enough.
don't know if I can do that right now, but yeah.
So let me say what's up to everybody. What's up, Greg? I didn't say what's up to you. TX Dap from Texas. A lot of Texas people. What's going on here? Now, let me see. Oops. I just skipped. Man, the chat. Uh here we go. Oh, okay. Waldo, I'll you know what? I'll forward it to Steven and see what he says. Um
What is it again?
oh he was asking something. I'll send it to you.
Cool.
Oh, let me see. I'm just going through the chat, guys. Oh, here's one from James. Says, "Do you have any white toner printer supplies?" I know you mentioned that you guys are getting into the DTG. What about white toners and those like that? Was it the Oki? Oki? I don't know what it's called. The Oki printers.
So that's going to be like a sublimation,
Right.
probably. At this time, we don't, but we're working on it. So I hope to pretty soon. Um, one of the things that like we really strive for is to know the products that we're selling. And I'm a screen print guy, so it's been a real challenge for me to kind of like learn about other stuff and other ways of decorating garments, basically. So the learning curve has been a little steep, but we got a few manufacturers that we're bringing on and partnering with this year. So yeah, we'll have it soon.
Okay.
And yeah, be happy to sell it.
All right. Well, let's go back to what we are talking about. Exposing.
Yes.
So, well, like I said, I comment every now and then saying, "I use this. What are you using? What are your times?"
Mm-hmm.
And mine are still coming out like junk, or I
Right.
can't blow out the screen, or the whole thing just blew out. And
Yeah.
what is I'm doing wrong?
So uh, I guess, like to kind of back out from it a little bit.
Hmm.
I would say that overall, the best advice I could give is to reduce your variables as much as possible. So when you code a screen, if you're coding like a dozen screens, code them all the same if you can. So we suggest like a 2/1 is good. You coat the screen twice on the side that touches the shirt, right? So the bottom of the shirt, and then you flip the screen end over end and you coat it once on the squeegee side or the ink side. And then so if you're coding 50 screens, code them all that way. Code them the same way. That's one variable that will really affect how quickly your screen will expose. Because if you have a thicker stencil, the light has to come all the way up through that stencil to fully expose all the emulsion on the ink side of the screen. So reduce variables as much as you can. Don't expose your screens to light. Obviously, don't have the door open with the sunlight shining in, and keep it that way. And then let's see what else.
Oh, let me
Um,
go back to that end over end because
yeah.
I didn't do that before. I was just
Hmm.
like like squeegee it
Right.
like that, and I
Well,
actually learned that from your class.
we teach in the class, flip it
Yeah,
end
so
over
we'll,
end.
we'll talk about the class in a little bit,
All
but
right.
I learned that from you guys' class, and it made that little end over end made
Mhm.
such a big difference.
Cool.
So
Well, so another full disclosure, I'll share a little story with you. I earlier last year was at Ryanet for an education summit, and all of their specialty guy people, that nerd out on all this stuff.
yeah,
We're there and we're all talking, and we all move into the dark room,
I didn't get it.
and they say, let's, one of you guys volunteer to code a screen. So I said, let's get this over with. I'm going to just do it. So I jumped up and said, I'll code a screen. And so I did my whole spiel. I used the sharp edge of the coder. I coded twice on the shirt side, once on the ink side. And I flip it over end, and someone said, hey, I just want to know, like, why do you flip it over end? And the person asking the question obviously is like this screen print veteran, you know, knows all
Hmm.
this crazy stuff and works with all this cool stuff. And so I go, well, I do it because it gets, when you get to the top of the screen when you're coding, it's putting on a little bit less than when you started out. And that is one of the reasons. But the other reason is because this mesh, it's all interweaved and it has these little knuckles kind of like weaved like that. And so when you hit end over end, you're getting better adhesion from your emulsion to your mesh fibers, and it's getting into those kind of little nooks and crannies. And you're just getting a better stencil and more kind of a solid adhesion to your mesh. So that's why you want to flip it end over end and hit it from both sides also.
Okay. There's no way I could have explained that whole mesh thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I learned it
Thank
in
you for
front of,
explaining that, because I was just do it this way. That's it.
yeah, I learned it
Don't
in
even
front
think
of all
about it.
these
Just do it.
Rionet people, you
Right.
know, in the room. And it was like a tad embarrassing that I didn't have the number just boom, ready to go.
Right.
But yeah, it's all good. You're always there to learn something.
Right. And like I said, I've been screen printing for about a little over a year when I went to your class, and it was like, oh, that makes sense. And I'm doing it since, and it's just I guess I get a more consistent burn, if that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah,
So
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a
So,
quick question. You guys have a YouTube channel? Yes, they
yeah,
do.
we got a YouTube channel. Yep. It's,
Yeah. So they're just revamping it now, right?
we're getting rolling. Yeah, we're getting
They're
rolling.
getting wrong. So if you guys haven't subscribed to NorCal Screen Print Supply YouTube channel, is it NorCal? Is it one whole word? NorCal Screen Print Supply?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Yeah, let me check real quick.
All right.
I have a
You can
cellular
go check,
phone.
and while I look through here real quick, let's see what the chat is going on
Okay.
here. Here's a great question from TX DAP. Says also you need to make your printer is still outputting dark images. So he's talking about film positives,
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a
which you
huge
mentioned
thing.
earlier. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's such a huge thing because, like, my specific or my personal belief on emulsion is that I think most of the big manufacturers make really good quality emulsion that's going to work. It's just a matter of kind of like figuring out what the parameters should be, what the burn times are. And I see people like, I used to belong to all these Facebook groups for screen printing, and like I got to a point where I just kind of like I quit them all because I was reading the same stuff over, and I would try to chime in, and then people would just like say crazy stuff and yada yada. But I would see so many people battling over like, oh, this is the best emulsion, this is the best emulsion. I always think the same thing. Like, you can burn a screen with probably most of the emulsions out there. It's more the
VPR for life.
film.
Remember that
Well,
VPR for life.
VPR is great, dude. Not discounting that, but I feel like so many people mistake an emulsion problem with a film problem, and your film output printer should be on no sort of high speed. It should be on like best photo quality. If your film's coming out of there in like 10 or 15 seconds, like it's probably not going to work if it's coming through there that quick, unless you got some crazy printer. It takes a little bit of time for the printer to lay down enough ink for it to be very opaque and block the light. It's all about blocking the light. So the more UV light makes it through your film, the more the emulsion under there is going to be exposed and kind of hard to rinse out. So a lot of, like I said, basically to tie it into what I was saying is like, why isn't my emulsion working? This is garbage. And you hold up the film and it's like you can see light through it. That's the problem. And especially, one of the things that people love about VPR is it's super sensitive to light. It's very light sensitive, so it burns really quick. And that's the upside to it. The downside to it is like, if you left it in a room like I am in right now for maybe a half hour or something, it might be pre-exposed to light and it might be hard to wash out. So reduce your variables and do the same thing each time. If you're starting out, like we tell people in here, they're like, I'd like to buy one screen. And we tell them, well, you might want to buy two because you're going to have to coat that thing, let it dry, expose it, rinse it out.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, you got to do all that over again. So you might as well coat two. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I answered any of your questions, dude. Sorry.
No, that's good.
All right.
Waldo, he said, "Was it hard to keep moving the stool around for a ride when he was at your class, dude? I'm 8'6". Remember that?
I
Oh,
noticed there's a couple people that are always like giving you. I'm waiting
man.
for them to
And
like.
that couple is just two. Okay,
Okay,
it's
it's
just two.
enough comments for like 20 people, and they're probably gonna like. I'm not gonna feel part of the crew unless you guys start making fun of me too. But I just said that.
Oh, that's easy. They'll figure out. They'll find a way.
I'm sure they will, dude. I'm
All right.
sure it's all good.
So here's a question, Norcal: does the sun expose screens quicker than exposure light?
If you're working with full sunlight like high noon, it probably it probably could expose quicker than some emulsions. I'm sure of that, yeah. And you can do it that way. The hard part is like doing it the same every time and controlling those variables. So, I mean,
Hmm.
the answer is probably yeah. But should you do that? I don't. That's for you to decide. I mean, that's for me. I wouldn't really
Yeah,
do that. I'd have an exposure unit in a controlled environment. I do it the same way each time.
yeah. I
But
mean, that's the thing is with sunlight. It's like once you expose it in the sun, it has to be the same every time, and that variable differs every day, every minute, every hour, right? So it's kind of hard. And I mean, I honestly tried doing it, and literally I put the screen down, went to go close the door, and I noticed it just dried up really quick. So I guess depending, like if you're in California, we're averaging what 75 degrees with sun. I mean, I don't know
yeah,
how,
we're always surfing and we're all blonde.
right? But if you're in Texas, then that's a whole different story. So I guess the variable. I mean, I wouldn't do it just like you said. The variable changes every second, so
I
you're
would
never gonna get it
recommend.
consistent.
Sorry to interrupt you. Right, I would absolutely recommend post exposing your screen in the sun like all day. That's great.
That's what
So
I do.
after,
Yeah.
yeah, after you rinse it out and you get a good stencil, like put it out in the sun, and the sun will continue to kind of cross link and harden that emulsion and make a very kind of durable stencil. So you won't get crazy pinholes and stencil breakdown. But that's after you expose it on an exposure unit. I mean, that's what I would
Mhm.
do.
Now here's I think there's a tip. It says also after the screens are dry, you can go back one more time on the garment side, and it will help fill the knuckles. You get a sharper image. I've never tried that. Have you tried that?
I've not tried that, and I don't necessarily disagree, but I've never had a problem getting like I can get a 55 line per inch halftone burned on with only a 2-1, right? Coating it twice on one side and once on the other.
Mhm.
I don't really have a problem getting really sharp images, but by all means, give that a try. That might be good. I'm not sure how.
I have to give that a try if I remember. So here's two coats shirt side and one coat ink side.
Yeah, flip it
I
end
do a
over
one
end.
over one, one
You do
one,
1 over 1.
1 1. Call it a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people do two coats. See, I want to try to do the two coats, but I don't know what my exposure time would be. It wouldn't be the same, right?
But you're on LED, right? Right.
Yeah.
What's your burn time now?
Uh, eight, eight
8
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be 9. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I
I
was
don't know
thinking
if you
maybe
have
just add
time.
another second,
You don't
but
have time for that, dude.
no. Once I put it down, I try to get the other one. It's done already. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Here's another thing from Waldo. Was that the first midget? And I'm gonna take that off. I read that wrong. So,
Uh, Oddly enough, no.
all right, let me
It's
see
the
here.
first guy from Kentucky we had in our class.
Who?
You? Never
No.
mind.
Yeah. Right. All right. Here we go. Best emulsion is the one you're good at to burn it correctly. That is
I,
correct. I mean, sorry.
I cannot disagree with that. Like, that makes sense all
Yeah, I
day.
mean, I think like I said, I went through like three different emulsion, four different. I can't remember, but a good amount of emulsion when I was first starting out. But then the VPR just like, okay, this I was getting really consistent burn. I was like, why change it, right?
Mhm.
unless they changed formula or they discontinued it or whatever. But I don't know. I'm VPR guy.
Well, when you find the right combination of light and your film and your process, and you settle on that emulsion, and it's working for you, and you get to buy it from awesome people, then why no reason
Yeah,
to change?
exactly. Why not? I could just show up to you guys, say, hey, what's up?
There
We'll
we
be
go.
talking for hours. Um, Here's a question. I think that's a question. So burning your screen in sunlight only works on. That's, there you, Christian. All right, here's one right here. It says Norcal, what's your take on the Ecotex PWR emoji? You guys don't have any Ecotex in house, huh?
No, we don't.
I don't know
I
anything about that.
I don't either. Yeah, I can't. I haven't used it. I haven't really. I wouldn't say anything bad about it or good about it, honestly. And I don't mean to dodge your question or anything, but if it works for you, it's probably worth using, I guess.
Right, right. Matthew Grinder says N over N is just automatic for him.
Boom, there it is. See,
I wish I would have known that a couple
it's
of years
all
ago.
old news. This is old. This is old news. Everybody knows that already.
Oh, sorry. Another thing I like to do is after I wash my screens, I like to dry them the image area out with a hair dryer right away so you can see that there's no water left in that area.
So you're talking hair dryer on the screen after you expose it.
Yeah, I guess because there's sometimes you get the water stain, or
Mhm.
I guess
So
that's
you
the word.
get what we call it water lock. Basically, it's like so you have water will flow back into your stencil area, your open area of your mesh where the ink's supposed to go through, and it'll carry a little tiny bits of unexposed emulsion back in there, and
Mm.
it looks like a snail crawled over it or whatever. I would call that water block. And to comment on the hairdryer thing, yeah, dude, I used to use a hairdryer all the time. Like if I had to, in a rush, try to get a job done, I would definitely use a hairdryer. I think around here, our current crew that we have working here is probably a little too cool for that, but whatever. Like
I just do this when I'm done.
Ryan doesn't have a hairdryer, right? I'm assuming
I
you
just do
don't
that.
you don't own one of
And I
those.
don't have a hair dryer. Shoot, you think I have hair?
It's called a towel.
All right, let me see. What about RXP emulsion from Ryonet?
RXP from Ryanet. Um,
I've never
I
tried
don't
that
have
one
a
either.
lot of experience with it. You know, I would suggest kind of researching a little bit on photopolymer versus dual cure versus diazo, and then kind of matching it to what exposure method you're using. Like if you're using LED or you're using a tube UV, or I like that to me is more important, kind of probably than brand of emulsion.
Right,
Doesn't matter.
because those are the three, right? Because it
Yeah,
doesn't matter what brand it is, but those are the three that you're dealing with,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Doesn't matter
Within reason,
A brand, B brand, Z brand, doesn't matter, but it's either one of those three.
I don't know if I go all the way to Z, but yes.
Oh, here's what. Look at this.
Oh
Squeegee,
boy, here we
push
go.
and pull. There we go. That's the biggest debate.
It is, isn't it? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Is this like a 4 or 5 hour thing we're
man.
doing?
I tried pulling. It hurts. Like after a while, it just hurts. Like feels like I'm getting tennis elbow.
Dude, you are a CrossFitter. I've seen, dude. You're a
Dude,
CrossFitter.
did I tell you my shoulder just went out the socket the other day? Oh my gosh, dude! It still hurts. I can't. Ugh, that's as far as I can lift it.
I'm surprised you're standing up right now. I've seen the CrossFit stuff.
Yeah.
But I can address pushing and pulling. I have an interesting kind of perspective with it. I think.
Mhm.
I always I started out pulling. Like I would flood it toward me, pull it toward me, and then lift it back up and pull it. And I had good results that way. I did it for years, and I was really able to get a good print. But it is harder on the wrists and the
Mhm.
elbows. You get a little older, the bones start to hurt a little bit, and so here in our shop, we have a dude that we call the print wizard. His name's Matt. Some of you guys might have seen him or know him. So Matt pushes. He's always been a pusher. And so Matt is a little bit of a stubborn dude. I don't know if he's going to watch this or see this, probably not. But it's almost easier to just join in with what Matt's doing like half the time. So I started pushing, and it was easier it's definitely easier on my wrists, and my arms and stuff. I found early on that it made my prints blurry, and I think I figured out why. Because I thought about, like, dude, Friday, Saturday night, everybody's out, whatever. I'm home wondering, why is my push stroke not working?
So what was it?
I figured it out. You can push with so much more pressure when you're pushing that the squeegee blade grabs a hold of the stencil a little bit, and it slides the mesh forward, and it makes your print a little bit blurry. That's my take. That's what I think. So
yeah, I've noticed it too, that when I'm pushing, I don't have to put that much effort pushing it down. I just have to just clear the screen.
Right.
That's all I gotta do. Because before I was like, I'm just trying to manhandle it. But I've noticed that the pressure makes a big difference.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you CrossFit more and more, you probably just one hand, dude. It'll be fine.
Oh man, my shoulder's hurting just thinking about it. All right, so let's go back to, let me see here. It says drug dealers push. Aluminum squeegee or wood? I prefer the aluminum because it's easier to clean. That's the only reason, and you can change the blades out.
That's it right there. You can, so before you change, like, swap the blade, turn it around, use the other side before you change the blade. And you can, what I like to do personally, like with white ink, like we talked about earlier, I like a little bit higher mesh counts, like 160, 180. And when you're running white ink, what I started doing is using a triple durometer squeegee blade. So it has a little bit more backbone. It's a little more firm for white ink. And you can really push it through the mesh a little bit easier. But for everything else, I like a 70 durometer blade. So when you get the aluminum blades, you can just swap out with a triple duro for your white ink. And yeah, I like them. It costs us a little bit more, but for us, they're a really good value. And there's something to be said for not having to kind of chuck the squeegee when the blade is dull, and swap out the blade. Like, I think it's probably a good thing to do for the environment, I guess. But, yeah, I like the aluminum blades better. So
now, the question was the common durometer blade is 70. That's the most common one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's usually what? It's usually yellow. Right?
Yeah, it's usually yellow, but there's probably different.
I've seen some red 70 durometers, but usually, yeah. What is the best multi-purpose duro for squeeze? Oh, we just said it. It's a 70 durometer.
Probably 70.
Yeah. So let's talk about ink. Here's the other question: is what is the best white ink?
The age-old screen printing question.
The age-old question. I mean, it's not, to me, it's not more of the best. It's more what works, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I said, I thought I was in love with the F and ink white. I thought I was like, this is nice to use, easy to use, but like once you get to a higher polyester count on screens, I mean on the shirt, it doesn't work too well. Even like I think I pushed like a 65% polyester on the F and ink, and it is just not the best thing. So it doesn't have any blockers, nothing like that.
So I think one of the kind of things, I just read Liberty's comment, and that's what made me laugh. Kudos. I don't know which dude you're even talking about, but like, okay. Sure. The short dude, I guess. So to talk about To talk about ethnic, I can't even. Dude, what does Juan look like? I mean, you
You
guys,
don't want to see how Juan looks
I
like.
want to be able to fire back here. Like,
You don't want to see how Juan looks like. You
oh,
you'll just get scared and no. He's from Texas. Texas, Texan
a
people. You know how
Celtic
they look
dancer.
like.
Oh man. All right, cool. So anyway, with F and ink, I think a common thing that is happening with some of these low cure inks is the curing. It's kind of a range, or it's supposed to it's supposed to cure around 260, 270. But I found it difficult to like cure at a lower temp than what I'm used to because I've been doing this so long.
Yeah.
And dye migration likes heat. So if you're trying to if you're trying to print like a polyester and you heat it up too much and you're working with a low cure ink, it's not gonna block as well. So with any low cure ink, you want to follow the recommendations that come with the ink and
Right. And the
cure
F and
low
ink, it
cure.
was what they cure on, was it 260? Is it 260?
Yeah, it's 260 or 270, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. Yeah. So first, when I first, I was like, oh, it's just regular plastic. So I'm curing it at 325 or whatever it is. And then again, it was just like, how come the print's like pink, red shirt. I said, okay, let me do some more tests. So I did it, and I realized, oh wait, it's a low cure ink. Even low cure, it was still a little pinkish. Even
Hmm.
if I do like 2 passes, yeah, I think I did up to like 5 passes just to see how it looks. I mean, you don't want to do that because it's really thick, right?
I don't.
Yeah, you're done. But even that, it's like I don't know. And that's why I'm right now. I switched to the cool white.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, by
Well,
the way, this is how he said you look like.
dude, tell my wife, dude. My wife would laugh
Oh man.
so hard at that. But anywho, yeah, the cool white is like a 50-50 white. It's nice and creamy. It's easy to use. Like it's a standard plastisol ink, and we sell a lot of it, and people love it. Um, but kind of like Liberty Graphics chimed in about emulsion. The best emulsion to use is the one you have.
Hmm.
Um, I would encourage people to also, and this is probably not like I'm not really a sales guy quite as much, so I'm not trying to push necessarily anything that we have saying it's better than any other brand. I would research like the classifications of white ink. You got a cotton white, you got a 50-50 white, you got a poly white. You want to make sure you're using those for the right materials. If you're using a cotton white on a 50-50, I'm talking about all whites, white plastisol.
Yeah.
Um, but I was talking about cool white. It's an international coatings white that we sell. It's a 50-50 white ink. So a
I
lot of
love it.
times what'll happen is like, maybe you're printing for a clothing line and they want to do white shirts, they want to do black shirts, and they want to do some heather gray shirts, right? That's a common scenario. So you're running a cotton white and a standard black, and you print all your white shirts with black ink. They look great because black is most opaque ink. You get to your black shirts and you run them all with your cotton white, and they're 100% cotton shirts and they look great. They're nice and opaque. Everything's good. You're using that cotton white ink, like we said. Then you get to the heather shirts and you print them all and they turn a little bit gray. Well, heather shirts have 15% polyester in them.
Hmm.
And if you're using 100% cotton white plastisol, then you'll get a little bit of dye migration, especially if you heat them up really hot.
Hmm.
So, I mean, brand might be important for certain people, but it's more important to understand like, okay, I'm printing a 15% polyester heather garment. I need to have like a 50-50 white or I'm going to get a little bit of dye migration. I'm printing a 100% polyester shirt. If you use a 50-50 white, you're going to get some dye migration. You want to go with a full poly white ink. So
Hmm.
understanding that is more important probably than understand or like a brand sort of research, I guess you could say. And 70-22. Let me see. Sorry, NovaWorks is asking if it's a 70-22.
I think so. Go ahead, look.
Probably. I got
All right,
like 25-gallon pails of it in the back. But let me...
go ahead. So Russell Burns, when NorCal, when you get into effing, I think we talked about this. They're thinking of they're not sure yet, but they're I think it might be in the works as far as the effing. There it is.
7022.
Nailed it. 7022. So you can put my address on that and ship it.
Only the good stuff.
All right, let's
You
see.
need that, right? We can ship it out tomorrow. All right, that's fine. You get it 10% off.
Steven, okay. Yep, 7022. All right, so here's a question. Oh,
Yeah, I see.
you know, on top of the all this comments, like the two little guys are texting me back and forth, Juan and Waldo. Man. So here's the thing. Now you guys have the equipment you guys have now, it's Ryonet.
Sorry, who?
Ryonet.
Ryan Net?
Ryonet. Ryonet.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. We carry Riley Hopkins equipment. Pretty much, I think, common knowledge that it's now kind of owned by Ryanet.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
yeah, we do. We carry Riley Hopkins, and we love it. It's been great.
Right. Now we did I don't we did talk about the classes. Now are those class I know the classes when I went to your class it kind of changed now, right? Because you guys are doing the what's it called again with Ryonet?
Screen print experience, I think
There
you
it
are
is.
referring to.
Right. So
Yeah.
is that something that you guys are still doing?
Well, not currently, because
Right.
there's like this global pandemic thing happening with this thing called COVID-19, I believe it is. And so we've held off on the classes, and Ryanet as a partner, or Ryanet in general, has kind of held off on the classes. The last one we had was March of last year, which
Mhm.
went swimmingly. It was awesome. Um, but yeah, that's kind of been the story with the classes, and we have people asking every week, and we're kind of excited to do them again. We're fairly kind of they're a lot of work, but they're very rewarding. And so yeah, we'll see how this next couple months goes, and hopefully we'll have them back again. So
Yeah, Ryo who? What? Now, for for those of you who are new to screen printing, um, other than just well, for me, I went to your I think two of your classes. I think I
yeah,
did. Like
well, we
the
were doing a CMYK workshop. Yeah, you came to.
yeah, I went to the CMYK and the beginner one, I believe.
Hmm.
And as someone just getting into it, or just 5 years, 6 years into it, I mean, I suggest going to the class because sometimes it refreshes. Like, oh yeah, I could do it this way. Oh, I never done it this way. Um, is that something that you suggest? I mean, not to be salesy, but do you
Well,
suggest people going into class, even if you're like 10 years into the printing?
well, my personal take on that, if you're so we are in contact with a lot of people who they're so gung ho to be screen printers, and it's great. Like we want them to, and then they might ask about the class, and they're like, I mean, the class is $400, and that's a whole weekend, to like 8-hour days, lunch, and once in a while I get kind of pushback on the price, and my feedback to that is like, if you're trying to screen print for a living, $400 is nothing. Like
No,
the amount of
tax
knowledge.
write off.
What's that?
Tax write off.
Yeah. Also, yeah. If you hopefully you might be on the books and up and have a business license. But that aside, like yeah, and I'm not trying to say that we deliver the knowledge the best or we're the best at it or anything. I think we're very thorough, and I think we spend the time that it takes to explain everything. But just being there in that kind of classroom environment and learning the stuff that you're going to have to figure out on your own. I mean, just by that alone, like it's worth way more than $400. So I do recommend it. Yeah, for sure. Um, that being said, like it's not saying you won't be successful if you don't take it, but.
Right.
It helps.
Yeah. So here's a question. Eddie Nails, what do you call that bar you put across the screen to hold your squeegee halfway down? It's called the squeegee rest. Um, I'm trying to get Norcal to carry some of them, but
I
they
think
don't.
I call it the bar that you put across your screen to hold the squeegee halfway down.
You know what I mean? Like
I call it the same thing. Uh,
it's called the
we'll,
squeegee rest. Okay,
we'll carry
squeegee
it.
rest.
Where? Tell me. Tell me about the product, Rye, and we'll carry him.
But I mean,
Are you
so what
making
it
them?
is, it's you clamp it onto your screens
Yep.
halfway. So you don't have to. Let's say you have another design on the bottom. You don't have to put tape all over it. You can just rest your screen in between the two. It's called a
Yep.
squeegee rest. Just a big bar. You can put the
Well,
stick, whatever.
and
That's pretty much
then
what it is.
you
It's a
just
stick
kick
with
back and let
clamps.
the money roll in. You get the
What's that?
squeegee rest.
Squeegee rest. That's what I
You're good
call it.
to go.
Now, all right, guys. So look at that, Steven.
Oh, what up? Yeah, there we go. Hey,
That was it.
Novo just commented that you got Brett Bowden teaching. You must be in Texas then, right?
Oh, Brett. Okay.
Yeah, Brett's good people. Smart dude, been smart business guy. Like if I was taking a class from a screen printing class from Brett, Brett was teaching it. I'd be asking him like business questions and other stuff too because he's got quite an operation. And yeah, I would take it from Brett for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brett's a good
So
dude.
we're if you guys have any more questions, please put it down below. We got roughly around 5-10 more minutes. Um, the other thing is, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but you want to do that giveaway?
Yeah, why not? Let's give something away. Dude, look at all this stuff behind me. I got 5 gallon pails of this stuff. I got racks. I got pallets. Let's give something away.
All right,
What
so
do you
let's give something away. Let's give something away. You guys want to give away a 722 cool white, a quart, or let's or a VPR. Let's say what we have in the chat. Which one do you guys prefer? The 7022 cool white or the VPR, the Emulsion VPR?
let me let me check stock, dude.
Go ahead.
I talked such a bit. I talked it up so good.
This is last minute. We didn't really plan this out, but let's figure it out. Let's figure this out.
All right, all right.
We're good.
We're good for quart on the VPR, not the gallon though.
Okay,
And
we're
it's
doing
not.
quarts. We're doing quarts.
I don't mind giving away a gallon when we have a little bit more to work with, but we sold. Dude, we've been set like people are buying stuff. So
But
it's good.
if you guys remember, please go to NorCal Screen Print Supplies YouTube channel because they're like I said they're revamping their YouTube channel and they're gonna be doing some giveaways. Correct?
I think
Soon.
so.
Soon. We already did one a few like last month or month and a half ago. So
Dude, Ryan, you and I should just do this and do a giveaway. It's so much easier than like we got a winner and then like I can send it to him and call it a day. I probably didn't even send the last one.
oh, you haven't sent it out yet.
I'm so
You're
busy.
like Juan here with Liberty Graphics.
I'm so busy.
Yeah, he hasn't sent anything yet. I'm still waiting for my embroidery machine that he's supposed to send me.
Rude.
Rude. That's what I'm saying. You know, texting people. I don't know what's going with them. But anyway, so all right, so it looks like we're gonna. All right, so it looks like we're gonna. Who cares about the VPR? I care about the VPR. Let's do
Hey,
the 77022. All right, let me see here. Waldo, how do I? Oh, all right. So we're gonna give away the 722 Was it 7022 cool white?
cool white.
Cool white. Now I'm not set up for doing anything like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a number. Steven, I like for you to pick a number from. Let's do 1 to 30.
All
How's
right.
well? There's 28 people. Okay, 1 to 30. Just write it down. A piece of paper. Find a piece of paper. Sorry, dude. I know it's last minute here. What's up, Bean Pam? What's up? Sorry, for those of you just tuning in, I do apologize. We're all winners, so let's wait.
All
Hold
right.
on, hold on, guys. So don't Waldo, stop. All right, we're gonna stop right there. He's gonna write a number down, 1 to 30. Okay, I'll tell you guys when. Okay, so Jimmy Zamarripa number. He said number 7. No, wait, Greg. Okay, all right. Greg's the last person to say put a number. So the first person that gets this number wins. I don't know what number it is, Steven. So make sure look at the chat. Okay, Eddie Nails number 9 is the last person. Ready, set, go.
What do I do?
Just if you see the number pop up, just say stop and let me know who that number is.
All right. All right, Waldo. Got it.
Waldo got it.
Waldo got
13.
it. You want to
Oh
see
my
it?
goodness! Of all people, this guy. Of all people.
I know, huh? I mean,
There it
that
is.
could,
There it is. I didn't
it could
cheat,
look like
guys.
something
Okay.
else.
That's why he is a butthead. That's what it is.
All
All
right,
right.
cool.
So here's a question, Waldo. Do you want the cool white? If not, we're gonna go ahead and give it to someone else. So Waldo, let me know if that's something you want. We'll give you a few seconds here. It's rigged. I don't know why, because Waldo doesn't. Huh?
I said, choose wisely, Waldo.
Yeah. Waldo already has he has a room full of ink, so I don't even think honestly I don't think he needs it. So we'll see what he says. Waldo, do you want give it away? I got loads of ink. Okay, so we're gonna pick another number. Go pick another. I know he doesn't need it. See, I'm telling you, a butthead. So go ahead and write a number down. Let's go 1 through 25. 1 to 25. All right, hold on, Greg. You guys don't do anything right now. Hold on. Jimmy, hold on. Jimmy's the last person, so we're gonna stop right there. You ready? You pick a number ready? Steven? Okay, ready, set, go. Let's pick a number. Okay, we got 17, we got 12, we got 18, 17 again, 13, 21, 1 to 25, guys. 16. Keep going. 19. Steven, we did I partnered up with Liberty Graphics for a giveaway.
Yeah.
And I sent that press. I don't know if you remember, I won that press at the ISS show a few years back.
Express, yeah.
Yeah, I sent that out. That was one of the big thing I sent out.
That's cool. Right on.
Yeah.
I had an auto press in my other warehouse for the last 2 months. It was a 20-year-old Tough Freedom 8-color 6-station. And I was going to raffle it off on YouTube, but someone bought it last week.
There you go.
Yep.
So any of the numbers here yet? No.
Yeah, Martin Jones.
Martin Jones.
Martin.
Oh, Martin Jones. Where are you? Where is it? Martin Jones. Where is he?
I swear I saw it. He's let's see. 7:04 p.m. Martin Jones. Wait, did he hit the wrong number? Oh my gosh, did I? No, Greg Stevenson.
Wait, what number? Martin Jones said.
He said 9.
Oh. So who got the first 7 then? Let's see who got the first 7. Looks like Greg. I mean, Jimmy. No, wait. Greg. That's it. That's
All right.
our winner.
So, hey, though, do me this solid and email us your address so that I know where to send this. Because
what's the email?
Send it to Steven, Steven, at norcalsps.com.
Okay, so email Steven at.
Solid work there,
Congratulations,
man.
congratulations.
You did it.
All right.
Hey, Ryan,
Yeah.
what were we giving away?
Huh?
What were we giving away? Was it the
Cool white
cool white quart or gallon?
quart.
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 Sweet.
All right. Congratulations. All right. And that's it. Well, first, thank you, Stephen, for joining. I really do appreciate you, man.
Dude, thank
Um,
you, Ryan. That's
but yeah,
been
if you
fun.
guys don't know, we do have that 10% discount is Rye Beats One, right? Rye Beats One for that code, that 10% discount.
Yep.
Um, Make sure you guys sign up to NorCal Screen Print Supplies YouTube channel because they are again getting ramped up to do some giveaways and content. And if you guys have any questions screen printing related, make sure you guys give them a call or email them. So
And
what's the
yep,
website is
it
norcalsps.com.
is. Yeah.
So
Uh, I
yeah,
was going to say also,
yeah,
Greg, you never want anything in your life. That's very touching. I'm just happy that we got to be the first place that you won something from. We're going to send you some stickers too. We've been printing stickers like madmen over here. Um, and if I saw someone else said they wanted a shirt, email me that same. Email me at my email address, Stephen at NorCalSPS, and I'll see if I can send you a shirt as well. Um,
and that's it. There it is.
there we are.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining, Stephen. Again, thank you for your time
Thank you,
joining
Ryan.
us. And that's it. If there's any more questions, please put them down below. If not, that's it, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stephen, I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds
And
good.
thank
Thanks,
you, everybody.
guys.
And that's it.
All right.
Peace out.
Good stuff.